Former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, James Cunningham. Ambassador, thanks so much for joining us tonight. While you were ambassador, Israel invaded Gaza in response to rocket attacks. From your experience, what challenges will the IDF face as they respond to this particular attack?
Well, it's a nightmare of a military and humanitarian problem. Hamas is using the Palestinian population, the Gazan population, which is innocent of this, as human shields. Hamas infrastructure is embedded throughout the territory. It's mixed in and on top of civilian structures in Gaza. And as the Israelis found out in 2008, when they returned to Gaza, both on the ground and in the air, it's a terrible dilemma that their soldiers confronted, because there were civilians everywhere, as well as Hamas operatives, and they were trying to eliminate as much Hamas infrastructure as they could. So after 3 weeks they withdrew, having punished Hamas. But what's happened in the last couple of days is just so horrific that, I can't even describe my reaction to some of the things that are being reported now. That happened in the Hamas attacks, terrorist attacks on innocent people throughout that whole region. And Israeli society is shocked, and we should all be shocked. And this is a time for moral clarity. Hamas has caused this, and it's going to be very painful for Israelis and for Gazans.
And does the bombing concern you right now that's happening in Gaza, considering that the hostages are likely there?
Well, the Israeli government has very painful decisions to make now. No, it doesn't surprise me that they're bombing. And they have no idea where the hostages are, and neither does anybody else, as far as I know. If they are able to acquire intelligence about where they are, I'm sure they'll take that into consideration in their calculations as they go forward. But right now, Hamas cannot be allowed to prevent action against it because we don't know where the hostages are. There has to be some kind of attempt by other agents, countries or others, to get the hostages out, but their presence can't be used as a shield.
Today, Iran's top authority said his country was not behind the Hamas attack. As you know, there are many reports to the contrary. Is it too early to know for sure just what, if any, involvement Iran had?
I don't think anybody knows for sure, but I think it's only logical to assume that, given their close association over the years, that Iran was involved in this either indirectly or directly. I suspect, actually, that they were directly involved. Because one of the results of what's happened and the Israeli response is going to be a strain in relationships that have just been starting to develop between Israel and some of its Islamic neighbors, including Saudi Arabia. And that is certainly in Iran's strategic interest to disrupt.
What's the end game here? What do you foresee happening? Length of time, ultimate upshot?
I wish I knew. I don't. Hamas knew that there would be a fierce reaction to the horrendous things that they've done, the really unprecedented level of violence and cruelty that was manifested in the attacks. I don't know what they think their objective was, or if somehow they've been sent to sacrifice themselves to serve the larger interest of Iran or somebody else. It's hard to see how they could find a victory out of this. It's also hard to say how the Israelis eventually will come to prevail in this conflict. It's a terrible, terrible political situation and humanitarian situation that's been created.
Ambassador James Cunningham, so appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.